Hello, I'm Chris Sprague and I'm CTO of Leapfrog Technology. Today I'm excited to present Iris Chatbot, which is appointments, med refills from your favorite messaging app using FHIR. We built this with OpenAI, who is our partner for patient engagement apps. Now, there's been a running theme at this roundtable of engaging and empowering patients through access to their own data, letting them take control of their own health. Now, I think we've all had experiences where patients honestly just don't care, that this is something clinicians pull their hair out all the time, that just because they have the means, the access to take control of their own health doesn't mean that they're going to. And that's because humans are inherently lazy. And to be honest, I was one of them. 2 years ago, I finally refilled my albuterol inhaler prescription, but I did so from urgent care coming off a nebulizer after having a severe allergic reaction to a cat. And that is really the impetus for Iris Chatbot, is that we believe that to truly engage patients around their health, like Fitbit, you need to embed your experiences where they already are, doing things that they already do. So we asked, what if you can schedule a doctor's appointment from Facebook Messenger? Or order medication refill from iMessage? Well, of course I'm going to tell you, now you can. But that's because messaging bots are actually a thing and they're mainstream. They're mainstream in customer support workflows, but more importantly, they're a common and accepted experience for users today. In fact, messaging apps themselves are more popular than social networks, and bots are there everywhere. Business Insider said that over 11,000 bots were created right after Facebook released their bot development platform. And of course, there's a proliferation of bots on other apps like WhatsApp and Skype and Slack and the like. At the same time, FHIR has standardized the administration workflows for healthcare, and that means that patients don't just have access to their own data and analyzing that data, but they can actually get things done that they care about. So there are FHIR APIs for pulling schedules and scheduling appointments. There are APIs for listing prescriptions and refilling medications. And messaging apps are finally starting to catch on for the need for security. Facebook Messenger and iMessage recently deployed end-to-end encryption, and there are services like Slack and Microsoft Teams that are already fully HIPAA compliant. So that's the setup. Now I'm going to show you how it works. Now, this is real technology that's been deployed and can be deployed to any number of messaging apps. This is Iris, who is helping someone schedule an appointment. So they say, see a doctor. And Iris responds, okay, I need more specifics than that. Today or tomorrow or sometime later. The patient says, tomorrow is good. And you can see that Iris actually speaks and understands English. And this is based on pretty simple and extensible natural language rules and terminologies and keywords that you can configure to understand various dialogues and commands. Iris looks up the available time slots using a FHIR API and says, okay, here are the next 3 free slots. You could do today, or you could do noon or 2 p.m. tomorrow. The patient says, tomorrow is good, or sorry, let's shoot for 2 p.m. And Iris responds, again, just using colloquial English language, says, great, we'll see you there tomorrow at 2 p.m. And of course, the reminder to bring your photo ID and show up early, because this is that same technology that's been deployed to Facebook Messenger. So now Iris could hypothetically schedule appointments for 2 billion users. And with one click, Iris can be deployed to any number of messaging apps today. That includes Facebook Messenger or Slack or Skype or even Amazon Alexa. So if you can envision yourself at home cooking dinner or firing off an email, or it's just commercial break for your TV, and you speak into your Amazon Echo and quickly refill your medication, instead of delaying, waiting for that free moment that just tends to never come. Now, there are some requirements for the framework that we've designed. First, the messaging app needs to be secure. It needs to have end-to-end encryption and be HIPAA compliant. And then Iris plugs in to webhooks and APIs that the messaging app has. And the real engine is natural language conversion. Again, an extensible rule set based on terminology, which is now standards-based too, but also keywords and just the way we know people generally speak and chat. Iris Chatbot translates that dialogue into commands that are then, again, converted into FHIR API calls and responses to give the dialogue back to the user. That's all done through a FHIR interface. In our case, we use AidBox, and I can't plug AidBox enough, honestly, for being an absolutely productive platform that does a lot of the right things as far as configuration of security and policies and so on. And then, of course, that FHIR interface needs to ultimately pull and push data back to the EHR. That's your Cerners, your Epics, your Allscripts. In our case, we push data to OpenEMR. Now, I'm going to show you what it actually looks like on the back end. On the right-hand side, you see the AidBox console, which basically is showing the actual FHIR resource or responses as we're making these requests. Iris connects via OAuth to AidBox. The first step is getting the primary care physician for that patient so you know what schedule to look up. Then Iris scans all of those available slots and find one that matches the desired time slot of the user, for example, tomorrow. Finally, after the user has chosen a particular time slot, Iris posts that appointment back into AidBox and actually tries to create that appointment schedule. And Iris confirms that it was successful and actually converses the appointment details back to the patient. Here's another experience that we've created. This one is a little bit more dynamic, and honestly, we think that the sky is the limit here. This is for mainly medication refill. I learned yesterday that 67% of patients don't adhere to their medication regimen. So in this case, Iris says, okay, hi David, welcome to Iris, how may I help you? And you can schedule an appointment, refill medication, or get lab results. Alternatively, Iris can be more proactive, can actually remind David when it's time to refill his prescription and request that he either, okay, does it or just set up a reminder for some time later. Iris is aware of the options for refilling David's prescriptions. And Iris can even deliver, or actually just request that it's delivered, of course. Iris wants to get things right and doesn't just read from the patient record, but can actually post back to that. For example, making sure that you have the right address for that patient so you know where to mail David's medication. So in this case, Iris asks, okay, is this address correct that we have on file in Redwood City? And in this case, it's good that Iris asked because David actually just moved to San Francisco. Iris wants to remember and store that back into the patient record as necessary, storing this new address in San Francisco. And of course, Iris can go outside of just the health system and integrate with payment gateways to actually take payment for that medication. Iris wants to do things in the right way. So this is kind of your standard payment flow where you enter your CVC code. And just to recap, make sure there are no mistakes. Gives the medication refill details, the pricing, and confirms and reconfirms for a final answer that you really want to do this. And David says that, okay, yes, I really want to do this. I'm going to place my order now. And Iris, even though Iris has served maybe thousands of patients today, responds with a smile that you're all set, even offers to track the medication for you and of course says, thanks, have a great day. Now, next steps, we are looking for pilots and partners. So if you are a health organization or a technology company like us, and you think your patients need an interface that speaks like a human but scales like a bot, we would love to hear from you. Would appreciate any feedback on features that you would like to see in future versions of Iris. And if you have any similar projects or needs, we would love to collaborate. So thank you for your time and consideration.